Welcome, everybody. We are here live coming to you from my office, and you are getting to see the final product. It is all put together. Finally. I'm sure you've seen it evolve over the last year and a half, and I would like to say that I am finally done with it, minus maybe one or two more additions. And so we are here today for a brand new live show that I'm going to be launching that will come to you 3 times a week. I'm so excited about it. I hope that you can hear me okay. I'm going to go ahead and check in on the live page that you might be watching today on. And in case you didn't know, I am Allie Rittenhouse. I am your host. You are here because you are on the A list and you wanted to know more about how to build your business online using technology and marketing and bringing the two together to build your online empire. I am your host. Thank you so much for being here. So welcome to everybody that has already commented. If you have not yet, please log in either using Facebook or Twitter and say hello that you are watching. So today I am going to share with you my entrepreneurial, it's live, people, it's live. My journey over the last 11 years as an online entrepreneur. I started out in an age where there wasn't Facebook, there wasn't Twitter, and there was MySpace, but nobody was really using it to actually build their online business. And coming 11 years later, almost, we're not quite at 11 years, but pretty close. It has really been just ups and downs, highs and lows, rainbows and unicorns sometimes, and other times not always. So I wanted to reintroduce myself to you because I realized that I've been a little quiet over the last couple weeks, and I'm going to tell you why. And I wanted to share my journey with you. I thought, what better to kick off this new live show than to reintroduce myself to you and talk a little bit about where I started at to where I am today. So again, thank you so much for joining. I am Allie Rittenhouse. I am now an online business coach and digital strategist. I help you map out your business, make it happen, and even let you use my implementation team to make sure that you are taking action in your business. So you are here today for Monday's edition of Afternoon Delight. Mondays are going to be kind of quick live shows that are either inspirational, share a story, or give you motivational tips that will help you market your business. So things that are just going to help you take action, push you forward, make you be a better entrepreneur. Then on Wednesdays, it is just the tip is what we are calling Wednesday segments. Wednesdays are going to be more on the computer. You are going to get a quick and simple dose of technology, how to use it, and how to leverage it with your business. Maybe even how I'm using it. So Wednesdays is just the tip. And then Fridays, we're going to be starting this a little later once we get our sea legs back in place. We will be bringing you your first time. And this is where we are bringing experts in to do interviews over the computer, just like you are seeing right now. And newbies. This is something that nobody really is doing, is introducing newbies to the world. And I am hoping to help them really get over their fears of doing their first interview by having them on your first time, which is going to be a video podcast. As I said, it's going to have experts, but it's also going to have beginners. So it's going to be a great addition for your Friday. I hope that Monday and Wednesday are as well. This is something new. this is something that I tried 18 months ago and did for, I think it was approximately 6 to maybe 8 weeks, no more than 2 months. And I don't think it was just a month. So a little over that. But I launched it and I thought, this is this great idea. YouTube has this live feature. I used it before for webinars and I thought, why not create a weekly show? Because let's face it, video editing takes some time, and then getting it to your website and sending it out to your list, well, that's just a lot of time. I thought, this will be quick and easy and fun. And as you saw in the picture, my office looked nothing like what it does right now, right? It was the unicorn hanging on a wall and my 2 brand colors, the navy and the teal. But that was about it. And I wasn't going to let that stop me though, right? I wanted to go ahead and put myself out there. And I didn't really do the best marketing for it. Ironic, because that's exactly what I teach. And so then people really just weren't ready for live video. Nobody was doing it yet, unless it was in a scheduled webinar format. So I thought, it was just a flop. And then a couple months later is when Periscope launched. And I'll admit it, I was one of the first people to download Periscope and try it out. But there was a whole host of problems that came along with it. So, I knew that live video, it was coming. I knew live streaming was going to be big. And then when Facebook introduced it, well, it was all over from there. And I would love to do this show on Facebook. However, I can't share my screen and I can't bring in interviews with others like I can using YouTube. So we weighed all of the options before deciding to go ahead and go back to YouTube and use it to really make my blogging or vlogging a lot easier. So I'm going to be coming to you from my office. Who knows, maybe my backyard, maybe occasionally in the kitchen of the house. But this is going to be an awesome platform that allows for me to be more consistent with you and teach you everything that I've got up in this noggin, because trust me, there's a lot. Now, I know that it might not be as fun and quirky as those edited videos that you're used to, but this live streaming is what makes people engaged and active. So let's go ahead and just check back real quick and see who's on here. So we have the Atlanta assistant, Pamela, Lori, Becky. Hello, everybody that is watching, and I hadn't even refreshed my page yet. So it's a really great live aspect that this is where my business takes place at. This is where I do my coaching sessions and all the magic happens. So you're here in a very intimate setting with me, even though we are on the internet. So hello, Robin. Hello, everybody that is here. If you are watching right now and you have not done so already, you can go ahead and log into the group chat. That is, well, it depends which way this page. I'm trying to look. If you're looking at it, it would be to the right of the page. You will see the group chat and you can log in using Facebook or Twitter to participate. Now, what will happen from here on out with most of these shows is, we're going to make it like we're recording a video. And then at the end, we're going to take your questions. We're going to get all the engagement, and it's going to be so much fun. They're probably also going to be a little shorter than today's, but because this is the first episode, I really wanted to share who I am, what I do, and how my story has really unfolded over the last 11 years. So for the most part, they're going to be quickies, just short trainings or inspiration videos, motivational videos. I'm going to share new tools and techniques and anything that is going to help you be better in business. But I'm also going to be time conscious, because I know that you're a busy entrepreneur building that online empire. So I'm not going to take too much of your time. These will not be normally 10 minutes long. Actually, they're probably going to be more like 5-minute, kind of session, and then Q&A afterwards. Maybe we'll hit 10. I don't know, because it's brand new. But today's is going to be longer because, you can't go over 11 years of business just like that. So it is going to take a little bit of time to kind of tell you where I started at and bring you to where we are today in this office. So I hope you are enjoying this live aspect so far. Thank you so much for being on the A list. You're probably here because you signed up for my famous success kit that teaches you how to market your business every day, every week, every month, every year, so that you know exactly what you need to do to grow and market yourself online. So 11 years ago, I started my entrepreneurial journey as a virtual assistant. Um, Actually, would probably be about June or July from where I left my job to actually kind of starting that business. And everybody said, you create this plan. And if you have this plan and you just follow it, then you're going to get clients, right? And to some degree, you have to have somewhat of a plan, right? But it doesn't always exactly go like that. My first year in business was probably one of my worst years ever. Well, it could be up in question with the Great Depression, but it was definitely not a profitable year. I spent a lot of time not really knowing what I was supposed to be doing in order to find out where my people were hanging out at and how to really network with people when my area, my local area, was still so far back from the internet era. They are just now getting into social media. I know. So I was really struggling with where do I find these clients at? So I found my first ever client from a referral from another virtual assistant that was local. And despite kind of wondering if this guy was my ideal client, I took it on because money is money and I needed it. And I didn't really listen to my ideal client that I had spent so much time creating, right? I just was like, no, I need a client. And so I took this guy on. And it was probably one of my worst clients to this day ever. It was horrible. It only lasted for about 2 months. And I felt very unsure of myself and whether I was going to be able to make it in this online world. What I discovered was that was just that was a poor decision on my part, and seeing that, I just wanted a client for money instead of looking at who was my ideal client. And it blew up in my face. So about 9 months into my business, because I thought things couldn't get worse, they may have gotten a little bit worse, and I started going through a divorce. So now not only am I building this business, not making any money in this business, but I have a daughter and I'm getting a divorce. So I moved back in with my parents I was like 25, 26. It was right around my birthday. Not exactly something that I envisioned myself when I started my business. But there was one thing that happened because I was living with my parents, because I was in a place that I did not want to be. I couldn't even afford a car payment. I couldn't afford food for my daughter. Thank goodness my parents could feed her, or even for us to go places. It was just a very dark time. And within the first couple of weeks of moving in with my parents, I found my first client, my first real client that gave me a chance. And it was game on from here on out. Finding this client that was ideal and who I wanted to work with fueled my fire and reignited that spark that I had when I first started my business. She taught me things that no schooling, no training, nothing could ever teach me about building an online business. And I paid very close attention. She was bringing in 6 figures every month. She was in high-end mastermind programs, and she was very successful at what she was doing, even back 11 years ago, when the internet was so new. but she taught me the things that I needed to know in order to be able to replicate for my clients. And that's exactly what I did. I used the skills that I learned from her and used them to say, this is how I could help other clients. And she also helped me with word of mouth because she knew what I was successful with helping her in her business. And people were asking, where can I get help from? Who are you using? And so word of mouth started spreading and more people started to want to work with me. And in 9 months, 10 months, short time, like I moved in with my parents in February, right before my birthday. That was at the end of February. And I was moving out. I remember this very clearly. It would have been the weekend after Thanksgiving because Ohio State was playing Michigan in college football. And that's a big thing here in Ohio. So I remember that very clear because my friends were tailgating over in Columbus and I was moving into my very first place that I had paid for myself. I was 26 years old. No, I had to be younger than that. I was turning 25. I had just turned 25 when I moved out because, yeah. So I was young. I had never paid bills on my own. Never. And now I had my own house. Now, granted, it was rent. I had not purchased it, but I was making it happen. So I lived there. Actually, I think I upgraded. I only lived there for a couple months. And then I upgraded my living quarters again a couple months later because business just kept on getting better. I was getting to the point where I had a full practice. People were paying me what I was worth, and I was banging out the work. Not only that, but I was a great example for my daughter who saw us having to live with my parents and then us being able to live out on our own now. And I was able to support us on our own. So these were some great feats that I never thought that I was going to be able to make possible. And this online business world is what helped me. So not only was I doing this work every day, implementing it, making it happen, but I was also learning how to market the businesses online, how to do successful launches, what it took for a website to be successful, and all of the back end things that you can't really see by just looking at somebody's website and trying to copy it. So I learned all of these things. And so from about year 2 to 4, I was busy based off of service work. So if I wasn't working, I really wasn't making any money, but that was okay because while my daughter was with her father, my ex-husband, I was working, I was making money. I really wasn't one to go out to the bars and party like most 20-year-olds were. I knew that I had a mission that was bigger than me, and I wanted to make it happen. So weekends, nights, I would work, but it was still based off of, again, me working to make this money. About year 4, I started to enter into this shift. And it was because of one of my clients who helped me do so. We started talking, and this is when masterminds really started to become more mainstream. Before, people had masterminds. Ali Brown had masterminds, and all of these big time players had them. But you really had to be making the big bucks in order to join them. And so masterminds started to become mainstream. I would say this was probably based off of yearage, I would say this is probably 2009 to 2010, somewhere around there. And one of my clients was going to be starting one, and she, I helped her create it, and she felt that I would be so much more successful if I joined it as well. Now, 5 figures investing in your business when you're a single mom living on your own in your 20s, and I don't even know that my car was worth that much at that time. It was a lot. It was $1,000 a month. I remember that. And I was just like thinking, like, can I do this? Can I make this happen? And in my head, I was like, yes, I can make this happen. So that was really when the shift started to really kick into place, and it really began. I still was working around the clock. I know. but I was getting better. I was getting better because I was starting to shift into creating a program that taught people how to do what I was doing. Okay. And this is before everybody and their brother had programs like they do now. So I was really creating the ideas behind it. And I was trying to record it on my Dell laptop using, I think it was Camtasia at the time, which is also a pretty, I think it was Camtasia. It might have been something else that sounds just like that, but it was really expensive. And I remember at the time I was using it for a client, and it was a very short-term project. And I knew that I had to get these videos recorded in that short time because I was going to lose access to this program. And so I created like a good chunk of them, but not all of them. And they weren't edited. They were kind of sloppy. They were a hot mess. And then I lost access to this program and I couldn't really do anything with them. So I thought, okay, I'm up leveling myself in business. I have got to up level my equipment. And that, my darlings, is when things really, really started to shift. So I spent money joining a mastermind, and then I up leveled my equipment. And I said the day that I switched over to a Mac is the day that my business really started paying me, because no longer was I having computer problems and issues and things like that. So I'm about midway, I would say I knew at the end of year 4 that I was joining this mastermind, and I was coming into it about year 5. I upgraded my computer equipment and I was ready to really just rock and roll in business. And I knew this mastermind was really going to help me. So what happened from there was, during this mastermind, I created my program all over again using my Mac, because who knew that it had software that was so easy to use that you could sign up for and was very inexpensive with your Mac. So I was able to create my very first program. That was the Techie Virtual Assistant Training Program. And I put it out there because I was so busy. I didn't have any more time to take on clients, but I didn't have anybody to make referrals to because nobody knew how to do what I did. So this program solved that problem. And I wanted to have 20 people in my first round. I had a list of like 200 people. I had a Twitter account and Facebook, but I kind of, half-assery did them. And what I knew was I wanted to fill those spots, regardless of what the cost was going to be or whatever. I wanted to have a full class of 20 people. So I sold it ridiculously cheap at like $295, and I sold out of it. It was thebomb.com. It was fabulous. And this started really the shift again in my business. So you can see that I've already had a couple of them. And now we are heading back into business again, where Allie doesn't have to work as much, but yet I am making more money because I'm selling this program, because I launched it once and it was a huge success. Then I had the program in place and I was able to just keep reselling it, filling those spots every single time, and be able to teach it live, like with webinars and Q&A, but all of the training was automatically done. So the work was done. From there, I created an advanced program that taught virtual assistants how to do product launches. And then from there, I also taught entrepreneurs who didn't want to be virtual assistants how to use the same techniques to build their business. And that essentially is how the Academy was created. It's been through evolutions and some name changes, but it is here today as the Academy, full of information and great resources that can really help your business. And so that all started almost 5 years ago when I put that program out there. Because yes, it was probably at least a year to 18 months after I put the virtual assistant training program out there that then we created the Entrepreneurial version after that. So All right, let's see. Who else do we have on here? Are you enjoying this story? Are you taking it all in? Are you seeing that it has been like zigzags and all over the place? So, oh, well, hey, it's not for everybody. That's why it's live. So, it is a little bit, maybe going into more than I normally would, but I'm bringing you up to speed on where things are, who I am, because you probably wondered why you even got onto my list if you hadn't heard from me. So, all right. So now we are here checking in. Some people don't love it. That's okay. It's okay. Not going to get me down. I hope that if you are still here and watching, that you are enjoying it. So clearly, because people are still here. So that was like year 1 to 5, bringing you up to speed. I now was sold out in services, pretty much, you can say, book solid, whatever terminology you want to use, and had created programs that were very successful in helping people get results. People that were following me then and learned from me then are still in business today. And I think that speaks volumes, because it means that I help people get results. And that's, just trying to introduce myself to you. So, all right. So we hopped into the part where we are probably about year 6 or 7 in my journey. From there, things just kept on going. Kind of hit this spot where I was hiring it out to everybody, and Allie really wasn't doing much at all. So this is where it's really important. And it's important for you to understand that you might see all of these people talking about how great it is to just delegate everything. But I'm going to tell you how mine actually kicked off my Great Depression era in business. So, everybody gets it. It's about the 7-year itch in relationships. It happens in business as well. So 5, 6, things just kept on going well, continued building. In about year 7, it was really a blur, because everybody was doing everything for me except for Allie. The only thing that I think that I was doing was occasionally creating some new trainings and some new videos, but even that was at minimal. I actually had started to get sick, but didn't really know what was going on with me until a couple weeks ago. So I just was fighting through it. Things were happening, whatever. So year 7's kind of a blur. Year 8 was like full, the Great Depression really started to happen. I hired a business coach. Not only did I hire a business coach, but it was a horrible business coach decision, because it can happen, there were things that she was teaching me that weren't in alignment with what I wanted to do in my business. Nothing against her. It just was not, the right path for me. And about the same time, my assistant that I had been working with for a long time came in, and we decided to stop working together. And she kind of went off on her own and started a program based off of everything that I had taught her. So I felt like I was being stolen from, not to mention that I was kind of not really loving the idea of the tips that my 6-figure coach wanted to share with me. Like, we're talking pressuring people to get their credit card number on the phone, or telling them that you can't work with them. Those are things that just aren't ethical to me. And I am not going to push that pressure on anybody that wants to work with me. That's just not the way that I do business. So you can see there were some things that it wasn't that she was a bad business coach. It was just that I didn't necessarily agree with the things that she was saying I needed to do in order to be successful and bring in 6 figures every single month. So you can see the landslide started to go down, and really, I was really hitting a low point. And to top it all off, I lost my front tooth. And you might be like, that's way too personal, but what's too personal in this day and age, really? Okay. So I just I went from my business hitting over 150 countries every single month to really hitting a spot where I was like, can I even sell anything? What can I even sell? And so that took me about 18 months to really realize that I was in a depression and that it was perfectly normal to feel the way that I did after going through what I went through. And so you can see that somebody can be at the top of their business game. They can be their most successful in business and really just from a chain of events hit a low point and not sure, my knowledge was still there, but my confidence in myself wasn't there after my assistant stole from me, some things going on after I hired this really expensive business coach to tell me I need to demand the credit card on the phone. So I was just in my head, we all can get there, right? And again, this was probably somewhat of the time I was pulling myself out of it when I launched the last live show. And, I still had to question myself as to, should I keep moving forward after the live show? Because it can really get you down. And the one thing that I realized is that I still have all of the knowledge. I still have all of the talent. I still have all of the skill that I had. I just had to refine myself and refine my groove. About the same time, like, people were getting crazy in business. Like, this is when, you're seeing the Facebook ads that are like, I did this from sitting poolside and doing nothing in my business. And I knew these people were struggling 6 months before because I had talked to them in their business. I let other people's ish get into my own game. And it took a lot to really crawl out of it. And again, if you're wondering, why am I telling you this right now? I'm telling you this because everybody is human. Everybody is real. And I know that it can seem so fake in this online business world, but I really just wanted to share with you what it's like to be at the top of your game and some days wondering what the heck you're doing in this online world. So that, my darlings, was about the beginning or end of year 8, start of year 9. And I slowly and consistently started to build myself back up. I threw out everything that I had been doing before. It was once a game of not working with people one-on-one because I had worked so long with people one-on-one that I wanted to find my way back. I wanted to get back into my groove. And so what I developed was some really awesome VIP days that you might win coming soon. Just stay tuned. The story's almost over. And I created a program that I even hired another business coach that told me to work. And I was like, no, I disagree with that. I've seen so many people hire business coaches, myself included, and have to spend more money each time with each one because the business coach thought, oh, you need to revamp your copy or you need to recreate this. So I created a program that put both of those together, and it was a huge success. And so that was the start of the beginning. And from there, I just kept on creating. Then I created my success kit, which people have told me is better than most of the products that they have purchased. And it's completely free. So then I spent 18 months just building consistently with my business, running Facebook ads, delivering great content, working with people one-on-one, and getting them real results. And that brings us to how I am still in this same business almost 11 years later, doing the same great work that I started doing 11 years ago. So that is, I know that like probably from 9 to 11, I just kind of sped through that, but there really hasn't been. It's just about head down, working hard. That's really all I've been doing for the last 2 years. working hard one-on-one with clients and really helping them get results. It hasn't been so much about maintaining my blog and maintaining, all of these should be things. It was doing the work that I knew was important to get done to reestablish myself in this business. So that is what brought me here today. And this actually, so over the last 60 days or so, this was supposed to get launched. Let's see, what are we in March? It was supposed to get launched. We are in May. It was supposed to get launched in March. But I started to get really, really sick, and I had no idea why. It was completely out of the blue. I mean, I had been sick off and on for a while with these kind of massive attacks. I knew they had to do with food, but I was seemingly able to control them. And then after my birthday, things just went crazy, and I became very, very sick. So this got delayed. But I finally got the answers. We're finally getting ourselves back on track. And actually, this is going to be better than it was before. So that was my story. I know it seemed long. It was 36 minutes, 30 minutes of story. I am so sorry. So sorry. But it was important to bring you to where we are now. Yeah, I mean, struggles are real. It is not all Facebook and Instagram in business. I'm just being real here. And really, it's a state of your own mental health, of how successful you're going to be in business. You can be at the top of your game and have some things happen that really break you down. And before you know it, a year flies by. So I thank you for watching. Thank you for watching, Jennifer from New York. Thank you, Robin. I appreciate it. Thanks, Pam. I am so glad that you guys have been listening in and really knowing that just because you've stopped something doesn't mean that you can't start again. And as you can see, I am proof of that. And I forgot the best part of how my story really started out. So before I got a divorce, I was a high school dropout, and I got pregnant when I was 18 years old. GED, went to college, learned how to make websites, and that was kind of what sparked the idea of getting into this online business world. So if a high school dropout, teen mom, divorced, had to move back in with my parents, can make it happen, you can too. I believe in you, and I have complete faith in you. So it is time for us to give away some opportunities, because if somebody had not given me the opportunity, I don't know where I would be right now. It all starts with that first opportunity. And that's what I want to do today for you. So if you are here watching right now and you want the opportunity to either win a seat in the Academy, which is basically this online library of great tutorials and trainings that will help your business, or if you want to win a seat into A Game, which is about helping you be the absolute best in your business and guiding you along step by step each and every week, or the big prize, we are giving away a VIP day where I'm going to sit down with you and strategize your business, help you go from clueless and stuck and not sure what to do, to having a plan that you know what you need to create over the next couple of months to really be successful in your business. So if you are here watching right now, go ahead and comment below. Say that you're here, because I am going to blindly scroll and just pick. I don't know any more scientific way. I mean, I guess I could write them down we'll write them down on sticky notes. So if you're here, Tell me, yes. Say yes, I'm here, Allie. Now you're talking. Hey. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Making sure that I have all of your names. All right, I think I have everybody. I'm going to refresh the page. I'm going to crinkle them all up, okay? Writing them down on my alma mater Post-it notes. Can you see, Edison? No. We'll figure out this live online thing. Okay. I think we've got everybody. All right. So we are drawing for access to the Academy. We have Pamela. Can you see that? I need to do my nails if I'm going to be holding fingers up to this live stream. All right, Pamela, email me. You've got access for life to the Academy. Now we are doing a game. Jennifer, congratulations. I don't know if you can see that. Jennifer, congrats. You are a game. All right. Who do we got now? Joy. I kind of wrote that. My handwriting. I can't even read my own handwriting. Joy. Joy. Actually, that would be Joy. Joy Company LLC. So, yeah. So thank you, everybody. If we called your name, go ahead and email me at allie@allierittenhouse.com, and we will hook you up with what you won. So, do we have any questions? I hope that you enjoyed today. They will not be this long, not always, but so many times you get on people's list and you forget why you got on that list, right? You're like, who is this person? Why is she emailing me? I haven't heard anything from her. So I wanted to reintroduce myself. I wanted to show you my story, my journey, who I am, something that you can't read on an about page. So I've helped so many thousands of entrepreneurs over the last 11 years. And I look forward to helping you more consistently through these live streams each and every week. So on Wednesday, for just the tip, I'm going to take you to be behind the scenes because we'll be using the camera, but I'm going to show you the equipment that I use to make today possible and how it's really not that expensive. You can get it for yourself and be up and live streaming very quickly if that is something that you want to do. If you're really not into writing a blog, if you want to talk and connect more with people on video, then this might be just what you are looking for. So I am going to give you just the tip on how to set up your own live stream studio and how you can do it using YouTube, and why we decided to go with YouTube over some of the other options that are out there right now. And it's not going to cost you a fortune. In fact, the equipment that I have right now is less than $250. So join me Wednesday, 1 p.m. Eastern for Just the Tip, where we're going to be talking about setting up your own live stream or even just a video studio that you can record videos using the same equipment. This has been Allie Rittenhouse coming to you from my new and improved office, where I shared my journey over the last 11 years. And I know it wasn't a short story, but what do you expect? 11 years is a long time to be in business, especially in this day and age where you see people coming and going all the time. So I thank you for allowing me to share it. I hope that you will come back Wednesday and everyone that you can make it live for from here on out, where I will help you be better in your business. This has been Allie Rittenhouse, and thank you so much again for letting me share this time with you. I hope that you have a great day. I'm going to hang around for a couple minutes. If you guys have any questions or comments, I'll go ahead and answer them live. Awesome. I am so glad that you are ready to learn more video, because I'm going to make you learn more video. If I can do video toothless, you might be able to find one or two of those on my Facebook page. Then anybody can do video. Anybody. Thank you, Robin. Thank you, Joy. Thank you, Nicole, Jennifer, Pamela. Thank you, everybody that came. For watching, for hanging out, tuning in, staying live. I will see you on Wednesday for Just the Tip. Have a great afternoon. This was your afternoon delight.